Good afternoon, everybody on SHNSports.com. Welcome to Gateway Gator Baseball for the 3A Playoff Area Series against Hallettsville Brahmas. The Gateway Gators come into the game after winning in the by-district in a single game against the Universal Randolph Rohawks, 6-0 the other night. Hallettsville comes into the area playoffs having beaten Nixon Smiley 2 times, 10-0 and 11-0 in the by-district to win their by-district championship. I'm Wally Harmon along with Efren Sanchez here at Leander Glenn High School in Leander, Texas. So we welcome you along. Efren, it's going to be quite a contest. Gateway comes into the game 22-6 on the year. And Hallettsville comes in 28-2-1, 14-0 in district play.
Yep, it's going to be a good one, Wally. Two teams here that have been here before. Brahmas have a long history of long tradition of baseball excellence, and you know Shorty Cook's going to have his guys ready, but the Gators have done this now 2 consecutive years in a row, looking to make it 3, but they'll have their work cut out for them as you know the Brahmas 28-2. They have really stormed through their district and pretty much all season. Lots of good pitching. You know they're going to be very well coached, and so this is going to be a good one.
Gateway comes in having kind of an interesting district finish. All 3 teams, the top 3 teams in district, go 9-2 into the last ball game. And some competitions coming in. Gateway faces off against Johnson City. The loser eliminated to 3rd place. The winner fighting for a shot there at the championship. Blanco facing Lago Vista on the road. They end up getting the win. Blanco goes into 1st place. Gateway in 2nd, Johnson City in 3rd. What a battle there to end the year. Hopefully something that springs the Gators forward, ready for a contest like this against Hallettsville.
Well, that's what the hope is that the Gators are coming in with a bit of momentum. It's almost like we've waited all year for this. We want to know who are these 2019 Gators, and I don't think we found that out yet, Wally. Is it the team that went on the road to beat Gerald? Is it the team that handled Johnson City on the road in their place? Or is this going to be the team that had their struggles with Blanco at home in that all-important district deciding game? So we're going to find out a lot about who these Gators really are. Again, this is what they were expecting, and so there's a lot that we're going to find out about these Gators today.
As the coaches meet, headed to home plate to meet the umpires, we got a 4-man crew be calling the game for us. We'll go over the lineups. I'll start with the visiting team. The Hallettsville Brahmas will start it off on the visiting side in Game 1 today. Leading off, playing center field will be Jace Bluda. Number 1 will lead it off. And right field, batting second will be Trace Jordan, number 4. The third hitter will be the shortstop, Rhett Trilicek, number 8, will be in the third hole. The cleanup hitter will be the pitcher on the mound, Ryan Targach, number 8. Quite a story about Targach. He's already committed to Texas A&M, a junior, and probably easy to say the ace of this Brahmas team. Had a good showing against Nixon Smiley in the by-district. In the 5 hole will be Grant Nicely playing catcher, number 25. In the 6 hole will be Hunter Lacqua playing third base, number 7. In the 7 hole at second base will be Case Thigpen, number 18. In the 8 spot will be a DH. It's going to be Kyler Cabanets. We'll figure this one out. This was a tough one. Kyler Cabanets will be the designator hitter, hitting for the left fielder, Eric Kastilnik. And in the 9 hole will be Ryan Schindler, the first baseman, wearing number 10. Hallettsville today will be playing in the white pants, the maroon and black tops, and the Brahmas will be on the third base side. Everyone, you want to run down the starting lineup for the Gators?
Yeah, of course, and this is a lineup that has just gotten moved around here, a little bit of a shuffle here as we come down the stretch. It's not the lineup that we've had all season. For those Gator fans that have been with us, we've added a little bit more depth here in the 2 hole, but Chris Varlin leading off, that has not changed, and then Gabe Dixon will be in the 2 hole, been making a lot of contact. Gabe Dixon, interesting story this year. We're getting production out of a spot that we really weren't anticipating. Gabe Dixon was mostly playing at the pitching position last year, and this year has filled in over at first base nicely. More importantly than that, we're getting a lot of offensive production that I don't think a lot of people expected out of Gabriel Dixon. So he'll be in the 2 hole looking to get on base. 3 hole will be Noah Krieger. Noah leading the team in batting average and pretty much every offensive statistical category outside of being an outstanding pitcher. Noah making a lot of contact and putting a lot of balls in play. So Noah Krieger will be in the 3-hole. In the 4-hole, batting cleanup, E.J. Sanchez, the third baseman, was having a solid season. Probably the person that's had the most RBIs to this point, I think, between him and Noah Krieger, and then Nick Chalman behind him protecting him. So interesting lineup that it's not the one that we've gone with all season. Behind Nick Chalman, we extend our lineup by putting Sawyer Scott, our catcher, in there, who has had an outstanding offensive year for a sophomore. So he is having a great offensive year and is filled in nicely there behind the plate, doing an outstanding job defensively. And then Jack Bumpus, who just got called up from JV a couple of games ago and really has been a breath of fresh air down in the bottom of the lineup, where we have had some struggles here this season. So looking for Jack to continue his success there. And then the right fielder looks like Aaron Werchin will be batting behind him. And Aaron Werchin, we're looking for him to really break through in this playoff series. And then Thomas Houle, the pitcher, behind him. Thomas really has been a solid pitcher for us all season long. Anything that we can get from him offensively will be a plus. And then finally, Simeon Harmon will be down there at the bottom looking to extend those innings. So great lineup. I think it's going to be a good matchup, Wally. And it looks like we've got the lineups starting right now, so we're getting real close to first pitch.
We're going to take a quick break. We'll let them finish up the introduction of the players and do the national anthem, and we'll come back for first pitch here at Leander Glenn High School on SHN Sports.
The University Interscholastic League would like to thank its corporate sponsors. Without the generous support of these sponsors, many UIL activities would not be possible. The UIL gives special thanks to Balfour, Baylor Scott and White, Dairy Max, Dairy Queen, Ford, Fox Sports Southwest, Gatorade, Hellas Construction, Max Preps, the NFHS Network, Nike, Register My Athlete, Spalding, and Texas Farm Bureau Insurance. These generous corporate sponsors support the UIL in all its activities, music, academics, and athletics. The UIL appreciates these sponsors and their participation in all that the UIL does in Texas extracurricular activities. On behalf of the UIL and its corporate sponsors, thank you for supporting UIL activities in your community and enjoy the game.
Honey, isn't it amazing?
What?
The sacrifice, the dedication, the grit. I mean, they really set an example, don't they?
Oh, well, no question. Today's high school athletes are truly special.
Not the athletes.
Well, who?
The officials.
Oh.
Today's student athletes are truly special, but there's something pretty great about the men and women who officiate their games, too. Like the way they're giving back to their communities. Officiating is a terrific way to stay in shape, meet new people, and stay connected to the game you love. But the biggest reason of all? We need more qualified high school officials here in Texas. And without them, the rest of us would have a whole lot less to cheer about. High school games need officials. High school sports need you.
Great call, Ralph!
Yeah!
Interested in becoming a licensed high school official? Go to highschoolofficials.com to learn more and begin the application process.
Welcome back to Leander Glenn High School in Leander, Texas, for the baseball area 3A area baseball playoff between the Gateway Gators and the Hallettsville Brahmas. The Gators come into the game as the home team here in Game 1. They'll be wearing the white uniforms with the green pinstripes, green hats, orange bill, and green socks. Hallettsville enters the game as the visitors wearing the white pants, the maroon and black tops with the maroon socks, and I believe the white hats with the old HB on there, the Hallettsville Brahmas. For the Gators, we're going to start, set up your defense real quick one more time. On the mound, we're going to have number 17, Thomas Huell. Behind the plate will be number 18, Sawyer Scott. First base, the lefty, Gabe Dixon. Second base will be number 10, Simeon Harmon. Shortstop, Nick Chalman. Number 3, the third baseman will be number 12, EJ Sanchez. In left field, we're going to have number 16, Aaron Werchen. Center field, Chris Barlin, number 6. And in right field, number 14, Noah Krieger. And Efren, before we get started, I'm going to go ahead and pull a card here. Going to have a moment of silence. Nick Chalman's mom went into surgery earlier, so let's do a moment of silence to remember the Chalmans as they hopefully are listening on.
Thank you for doing that, Wally. We love the Chalman family, and just thank you for this moment of silence for the Chalman family. Our hearts are with them.
Looks like Huell is done. Get the ball back from E.J. Sanchez, and he'll take to the mound. And so here we go. The top of the first inning. Leading off here for the Hallettsville Brahmas will be number 1, Jace Bluda. Gateway outfield playing pretty much straight up in left, right, and center field. Barlin pretty much straight behind the base and second base out there in center. And the ump has given the play ball. Huell is set to deliver. Pitch number 1, low for a ball, 1-0. Thomas Huell comes into this year. Let's see here. Sorry about that. Thomas comes in 6-1 on the year. 23. He's given up 23 hits, struck out 51. Delivers his second pitch, and it'll be a strike. 1-1 to Bludow. Thomas back in the windup. Here he goes. Foul ball back behind the plate. Count moves to 1-2 strikes on Bludow. Huell pitching out of the stretch all the time. Starts in the stretch with and then sets. Pitch is low and in the dirt or in the turf. Ball 2. 2-2 on Bludow.
For those of you that may not be in the area, balmy, 59, about 60 degrees. So not sure how this would affect anything. Ground ball hit over to third base. EJ makes the play. Gabe Dixon with a nice pick over that first base for the first out.
Gabe Dixon has been sure-handed at first base this year. Like you said, stepped in. The role last year was a lot of it on the mound. It has done a great job at first base. E.J. Sanchez builds the ball there at third, makes a good throw over. Gabe scoots it up, 1 down. Coming up, number 4, Trace Jordan for the Brahmas. 1 out in the top of the first. Huell set to deliver. First pitch in there for a strike. No balls and 1 strike. Next pitch gets fouled out behind the stands. 0-2 count. Good start by Huell working ahead. Here as he faces Trace Jordan, the right fielder for the Brahmas. Huell on the year comes in. Now set it aside. Where'd he go? With 51 strikeouts. Third pitch there. Low and outside. Ball 1. 1-2 is the count on Jordan. Jordan back in the box. Huell setting on the mound. And he comes set. Ground ball, shortstop. Chalman fields it, throws across, and the out at first. Nice play by Nick Chalman there. Good throw. Gabe Dixon catch, and the ball around the horn. 2 down here in the top of the first. Thomas Schul doing a good job of working ahead, Efren.
He has thrown a lot of strikes, and this is an aggressive hitting team, and so you want to allow your defense to play here. They have the infield for your Gateway Gators is a very solid defense, so Thomas does well to pump the strike zone and see if these Brahmas can get it through the infield.
Now stepping into plate for the Brahmas will be number 8, Rhett Trilicek. He'll set on the mound for the first pitch. Pitch down the middle, strike 1. Working ahead again and doing a good job of pumping the strikes early. He'll set quickly, back in. Ground ball hit to third. E.J. Sanchez up, throw is up, Dixon up and back down on the bag in time. 3 outs for the Gateway Gators, 3 up, 3 down in the first inning. Good start for the Gators. Good job on the left side of the infield so far, a solid start. We'll take a break here as we go to the bottom, head to the bottom, 0-0 with the Gators coming up here on SHN Sports. Welcome back to Gateway Gator Baseball here on SHN Sports. Bottom of the first inning, Gators step in. Chris Barlin leads it off. First pitch from Ryan Targach is a strike. 0-1 the count on Barlin. Barlin enters the game. Let's see here, batting .395 on the season. Second pitch, a little bit outside. 1-1 is the count. Barlin back in, ready to go. And the pitch on the way. Strike 2, right down the middle. And Targach works ahead. 1 ball, 2 strikes on Barlin. Next pitch in the dirt. Barlin swings. Catcher comes out of the stance there, grabs it. Grant nicely and makes the throw down to first base for the out. Down to Ryan Schindler. Brahmas get the first out of the inning. And coming up now will be number 2, Gabe Dixon. Gabe steps in, batting .329. Just moved to the 2-hole here the last couple of weeks, like you said, Efren, and making some contact. First pitch, he grounds it to shortstop. Shortstop charges it, throws on the run to the first baseman, and an out. 6-3 on the putout for the Brahmas. Quick work there by Targach. One pitch and gets the second out there on Gabe Dixon.
Yeah, two very well coached teams here, Wally. Very solid defensively, so might be one of these defensive battles.
Noah Krieger steps in for the Gators, number 3 in the lineup, wearing 14 today. Targach sets in, delivers from the windup, and the pitch, low and outside, ball 1. Krieger enters the game, leading the team, I believe it is, 4:05 at the plate for the year. Noah's just been making good contact and steps back in. Second pitch on the way, on the inside, a little too much, ball 2. I thought he was going to ring up, call a strike there. 2-0 here for Krieger. Targach's working quickly, and the Gators stepping back in. Wind up and on the way. And Krieger fouls one off down the right field line. Heads up. 2-1 is the count. And the sound effects are working. Krieger steps back up in the box. 2 balls, 1 strike, 2 outs. Targach set to deliver. Pitch is outside, low, ball 3. Krieger has worked the count here, 3-1. First time you've seen the Gators get ahead in the count there like that, working it. Good job by Noah. Targach sets up and delivers. Oh, on the outside corner, called strike 2. Krieger tosses the bat and gets about 5 steps down. Has to come back and call time and grab his bat back in the box. Great pitch by Targach there on the outside corner.
Yep.
And now Targach set. Starts the windup. Krieger in. Here comes the pitch. And a strikeout called. Looking on the outside corner. 3 outs for the Gators. So at the end of 1, the Gators go with no runs, no hits, and no errors. No men left on base. At the end of 1, we are 0-0. We'll be back on SHN Sports. Welcome back to SHN Sports coverage of the Gateway Gators baseball. We go to the top of the second with the Gators out in the field. The Brahmas coming up to bat. It'll be the cleanup hitter, Ryan Targach, for the Brahmas. Thomas Ewell on the mound still for the Gators as he sets for the first pitch of the at-bat in the top of the second. First pitch outside, ball 1 to Targach.
So early on here, Wally, looks like the umpire's got a pretty forgiving strike zone. So pitchers are in and around the zone. Looks like he's going to call those strikes.
Second pitch, a little low and outside, ball 2. Targach steps out, prepares and back in the box. Ewell back on the mound. Pitch delivered.
Ooh.
Gets a little low for the liking. 3-0. First time Huell's fallen behind like this in the ball game. On the fourth hitter here, Targach patient at the plate. Huell sets. Pitch right down the middle and strike one. 3-1.
Hey, Wally, you got my sound? Looks like I got to put this closer to my. Yeah.
Yep.
All right.
And the pitch by Huell. Ground ball by Targach, fielded by Dixon. Hard shot. Dixon fields it and takes it by himself. 3 unassisted if you're scoring on a book. And 1 down in the top of the second for the Gators. Great play by Dixon to keep the ball in front of him. Builds it, gets back up, calls off Huell, and takes it unassisted.
Just like you mentioned earlier, Wally, Gabe doing a great job this season of helping out over there at first base. Done a very, very nice job. Very sure-handed over there at first base.
Been a nice surprise, like you said. You just after last year, you don't know what's going to fill in. Some pieces have fallen into place.
Yep.
Coming up for the Brahmas, Grant Nicely steps in, the catcher. First pitch a little high. It'll be ball number 1 for Nicely. Huell set and delivers. Second pitch, nice breaking ball. Swung and a miss by Nicely. That'll be a 1-1 count. And I tell you, the batters and pitchers are working quickly today. Huell set nicely back in. Third pitch on the way. Low. Ball 2. 2-1 the count. 1 down here in the top of the second for the Brahmas. Nicely back in the box. Huell set. Ready to deliver. Nice. Hard shot by Nicely down the third base line. Foul. Out of play. That'll bring the count 2-2 on Nicely.
You get a sense in these playoff games, Wally, that these guys are a little bit excited and amped up. It takes a while for them to settle in, but so far the pitching has been as announced.
Huell delivers. Nicely gets a hold of one to left field. Deep, and Aaron Werchen chases it down in the left field towards the line and the fence. What a great angle he took on it. First step back, made a great play. Werchen makes the out. F7 in the book, and 2 down in the top of the second for the Brahmas.
Yeah, nice job there by Aaron tracking that one, and was hit very well. But like you said, Aaron took a good angle out there and made a good play. Gets 2 down here for your Gators.
Now stepping in for the Brahmas will be the third baseman, number 7, Hunter Lacroix. Got a little delay here, and he prepares to step in the box. So we got it 2 down in the top of the second. Still a 0-0 score. Huell set to pitch. And fouled off. First pitch. Back behind into the net. Huell works ahead. No balls and 1 strike. Huell back set. Second pitch. Right down the middle. Strike 2. 0-2. Lacroix steps out. Looks down at the coach. Now back in the box. Huell set. And here he comes to deliver. Inside. Almost hit it. It'll be a ball. 1-2 on Lacroix.
Pitching ahead, always a good recipe when you're a pitcher. Percentages are always on your side.
Exactly. Huell set. Pitch comes. And strike 3. Swinging. Lacroix went for the pitch on the inside, and I couldn't tell if it was a breaking pitch or not, but just a great pitch by Thomas Huell to get out of the inning. Top of the second is over. The Brahmas have no runs, no hits, and no errors there with no men left on base. And we'll go to the middle of the second with the Gators coming up after this on HSN Sports. welcome back. SHN Sports coverage of the Gateway Gators baseball 3A area playoff game series against Hallettsville Brahmas. EJ Sanchez steps in, the bottom of the second. First pitch by Targach, low and inside, ball one.
EJ having a solid year at the plate, batting .361, one of the team leaders in hits, 26 hits, and 26 RBIs.
Second pitch was outside. 2 balls, no strikes on EJ. Steps back in. Targach back in the windup. Sets and delivers. Third pitch is a ball. 3-0. Lycule in the top of the second. It's the first time Targach has worked behind a batter here in the ballgame here early on in the bottom of the second inning against Sanchez. Delivers the next pitch, and it's down the pipe. Sanchez taken. It's a strike there. 3-1 on Sanchez. Targach back on the mound. Sanchez back in the box, and Targach gets ready to deliver.
Well, one thing you know about EJ in general, he's going to put the ball in play, or he's going to get on base. Only 3 strikeouts all season. As I say that, I may have jinxed him, but
Sanchez calls time and steps out.
Facts are stubborn things, Wally.
They are. Back in the box, pitch on the way. Ball 4, and Sanchez draws a walk. EJ down to first base, and the Gators get their first runner of the ball game. And the first runner of the ball game.
In a game like this, Wally, I always like the manager to assert himself in these situations. When you get base runners, they are going to be at a premium. And so what kind of action do you have on the base paths? What kind of plays are you going to put on here? Doesn't look like you're going to need a whole lot of runs to win this one. You never know. But the way it's feeling, every base runner is going to be at a premium. Let's see what Coach Gomert has in play here for Nick at the plate and EJ at first.
Chalman steps into bat. Chalman, the shortstop, squares up to bunt, lays the bunt down to the left of the mound. Targach off the mound, builds it, throws to first to get the Chalman. Moves EJ up on a sac bunt. Great bunt by Chalman to lay it down. Give himself up to get Sanchez to second. Gators get a runner to second base with 1 out now.
Good old-fashioned small ball, putting the ball down. Perfect bunt by Nick, so good execution there. And now the Gators have their first runner in scoring position with Sawyer Scott up to the plate. Who's had an outstanding offensive year as a sophomore.
Sawyer Scott, the catcher, steps in, number 18. Targach from the stretch. Looks back at second base and starts towards home. And he delivers. Strike 1 on Sawyer Scott. Just a great job there. The Gators have had a few bunts here and there during the season that weren't productive. Right back to the pitcher, too hard. Chalman did a great job of laying down that sac bunt, doing his job, getting Sanchez over to second. And EJ gets his lead there now. As Sawyer Scott steps back in, Targach looks back to second and sets to deliver. Strike 2 delivered. Nice slider there for an 0-2 count against Sawyer Scott.
So Sawyer now in a battling position. He's got to put this ball in play and do whatever he can to get EJ over to third base. Got to have a productive at-bat here.
Sawyer Scott steps back in. Targach looks. Sanchez leads off at second base. The shortstop and second baseman back away. Targach looks and delivers. Ball high. 1-2 on Sawyer Scott. And Sawyer's done a good job. He stepped in early in the season, went in to catch, and has been productive. Just does a good job of battling at the plate.
Yeah, he really does. Right here, we could really use a ground ball to the right side. It'll get EJ over. Even better, base hit.
Nice job of Sawyer to lay off there. Pitch by Targach. Hard to lay off of. It's in low and outside. Evens the count 2-2.
Give the credit to Targach there. He's not putting something right down the middle. He knows the situation he's in, that he knows that runner's at second base in scoring position, so he's being careful.
Very smart pitch. And Sawyer Scott takes a timeout, steps out of the box. Sanchez back to the second base. And Sawyer Scott steps back in. Targach on the mound. Sanchez at lead off second base. Targach gives a look. Shortstop back behind Sanchez, and now they peel up. Pitch to the plate. And a low pitch called a strike 3. Sawyer Scott goes down on strikes looking for the first or second out of the inning. Tough pitch right there. And so we have number 21, the DH, Jack Bumpus, stepping into the plate. He's a lefty. Like you said, Jack has done a great job since being pulled up from JV. Does a great job of battling. Sees the pitch as well. Steps in here in a good critical spot for the Gators in the bottom of the second. 2 down. Sanchez at second base for the Gators. First pitch. And fouled off to the left. Back into the netting. 0 balls and a strike on Bumpus.
You got to like Bumpus's approach for a kid that's just come up and for the first time has seen varsity pitching. He's very comfortable at the plate, puts a lot of balls in play, so you don't see that a lot from kids that just come up, but really appreciating Bumpus' contribution here at the bottom of the lineup for the Gators.
Bumpus steps back in the box. Sanchez with the lead up at second base. Targach on the mound from the stretch, looking back at second, and delivers. Low and outside, ball 1. A 1-1 count to Jack Bumpus. Still in the bottom of the second. 0-0 score. Gators with the first runner of the game has moved. EJ got on with a walk. Sacrifice bunt over to second base. And then a strikeout by Sawyer Scott. And now Bumpus in with 2 outs. Pitch delivered by Targach. He takes a strike down the middle. 1-2 is the count. Bumpus back in the box. Targach on the mound. Sanchez gets his lead off at second base. Second baseman closer to the bag trying to cover it. Now he moves off. Shortstop closing in. Targach gives a look and goes towards the plate. And the ball's inside. It'll be a 2-2 count. Great job by Bumpus there.
Good plate discipline shown there by Jack.
But you're right. He has done a great job of stepping in and not being timid, not being scared, and just attacking the ball.
Yep.
Just what the coach wanted. A great move there, and Jack's doing a great job. Bumpus back in. Targach delivers. And it hit him. Targach low and inside. Bumpus did a good job. Hit Bumpus, it looked like, on the lead foot there. He goes down to first base. Sanchez at second. So we'll reset the count. And now we got number 17, Thomas Ewell, step in for the Gators. Bumpus doing a good job again. Just being productive and getting on base.
Well, the deeper you go in counts, I mean, it puts the pressure on the pitcher to continue to make more pitches. And so, again, very good at-bat there by Jack Bumpus, the young man, coming up playing with the big boys now.
Thomas Ewell steps in. EJ on second base. Jack on first. Targach delivers. And the first pitch, low to the liking of the blue. 1 ball and no strike. Ewell back in. EJ gets his lead off at second base. Jack leads off of first. Targach comes set in the stretch. Gives a look to second base. Sanchez takes a little step back and a little step forward. And Targach steps off. No throw to second base. Ewell steps out of the box. Good job by EJ. Try to grab some attention. Get Targach thinking in different directions. Ewell back in the box. Targach in the stretch. And delivers. Thomas Ewell smokes one to the right. Out of play. And evens up the count 1-1. Great cut by Thomas.
Good approach there. If he gets another pitch to hit, that dog will hunt with that swing.
Brahmas playing pretty much straight up in the outfield, the same as the Gators, left, center, and right. Bumpus gets a lead off first. Sanchez off second. Ewell back in the box. Targach delivers. A little bit high. It'll be a ball. 2 balls and 1 strike to Thomas Ewell. 2 outs here in the bottom of the second. Little chatter picking up from the Gateway Gator dugout here.
Gators sensing a little bit of the stress they're putting on Targach now here in the inning.
Targach delivers. Nice pitch on the outside corner. Strike 2 on Ewell. Brings the count to 2-2 with 2 outs here in the bottom of the second. EJ leads off at second base again. Jack gets a lead off first. Targach comes set in the stretch and delivers. And strike 3 looking. Thomas Ewell watches it go by. Great pitch by Targach. Does a great job of getting out of trouble there and gets another strikeout. So the Gators in the second inning. No runs, no hits, no errors, and leave 2 men on base. After 2, it's 0-0 here between the Gateway Gators and the Hallettsville Brahmas. We'll be back on SHN Sports. Welcome back to the third inning of the 3A area playoffs between the Gateway Gators and the Hallettsville Brahmas. Thomas Ewell back on the mound for the Gators. And for the Brahmas, it'll bring up the second baseman, number 18, Case Thigpen. Ewell's adjusts his hat and gets set here. Thigpen steps in the box, and Ewell comes set. First pitch fouled off by Thigpen, back behind the plate, now to play. Will be a strike. 0-1 count.
Once again, Thomas Ewell starting off with a strike.
Doing a good job, both pitchers. They both had one batter where they worked behind and got behind on the batter. Ewell doing a good job. Second pitch. It's going to be high for a ball. Thigpen watches it by. 1-1 count on Thigpen. Thigpen, the number 7 batter in the lineup for the Brahmas, steps back in. Ewell comes set and delivers. Nice pitch. Thigpen fouls it off down the third base line at his coach. Out of play. Foul ball. 1 ball, 2 strikes now on Thigpen. He gets ready and back into the box. Ewell set. Time called by Thigpen. He'll step out with a 1-2 count here in the top of the third. Both pitchers working quickly. They allow the batters to get set, and they are wasting no time. Ewell set and delivers. And a ball in the dirt. Swing and a miss by Thigpen. Sawyer Scott builds it, throws it down to Gabe Dixon on the outside of the baseline for the first out of the inning. Great play there on the strikeout swinging on the, the 2-3 put out there by Sawyer Scott. Did a great job of coming out, blocking, getting the throw down to Dixon in time.
Yeah, one thing has been proven so far by Sawyer this year is that he is an excellent blocker.
Does a good job of moving out, uses that his athletic abilities, does a good job. Stepping in for the Brahmas, number 22. This is the name I've got to watch. Cabantes. Kyler Cabantes, the designated hitter. Cabantes. They're going to get me. Some of these names are some challenging names here. Cabantes takes ball 1. Steps back in the box. Ewell comes set. And delivers. And Cabantes fouls it off back behind the plate, out of play. He evens the count at 1-1 with 1 out. Cabantes hitting in the 8 hole for the left fielder. The DH is here. His first at bat. 1-1 count. Pitch on the way. Ground ball in between short and third base. Sanchez lays out just past his glove into left field for a base hit. The first base hit of the ball game. Cabantes does a great job there. Sits back and drives that pitch and gets on to first base. That'll bring up number 10, Ryan Schindler, the first baseman in the 9 hole for the Brahmas. Sawyer Scott will go out to the mound and pay a little visit to Thomas Ewell.
So just like in the last inning, Targach facing his first base runner, pitching with the base runner, and now Thomas Ewell will have the same challenge. Let's see how he handles the situation.
Sawyer Scott returns to home plate, gets set. Ryan Schindler steps in, and Ewell comes set. Pitch delivered, a little low there, and a ball. 1-0 count to Schindler. Schindler steps out, and now back in, ready to go. Ewell looks over to first base, gets his pitch, and then comes set. Delivers home. Nice slide step. Ball low and outside. Ball 2. Now Ewell working behind here. 2-0 on Schindler. With the runner on first base for the Brahmas. First hit of the ball game. Nice hit. Did a great job of moving it there right between EJ and Nick. Ewell delivers high and outside. Ball 3. Now Ewell's falling behind now. 3-0 with the runner on first. Schindler doing a good job of being patient. His first at bat here as he brings up the bottom of the lineup for the Brahmas.
Yeah, you want to see Thomas be aggressive here at the bottom of the lineup. Down 3-0, you want to at least challenge this bottom of the lineup here.
Comes set, the pitch, and strike over the plate. Schindler taking all the way. Nice pitch by Huell. And now it's a 3-1 count, 1 out. Runner on first for the Brahmas. Schindler steps right back in. Thomas comes set. And the runner's off. Pitch and a hit. Looked like a hit and run there. Schindler did a great job. Fouled it off back behind the plate into the net. And it'll bring up a full count. 3 balls and 2 strikes to Schindler. Good pitch by Thomas there with Kavanitz off him from first base. And that name's going to kill me all night long. I'm going to go to bed tonight and have nightmares of trying to get Kavanitz in my head. So Schindler steps back in. Full count, 3 balls, 2 strikes, 1 out. Kavanitz on first base. Huell gets a pitch, and Schindler calls timeout, steps out of the box. Huell steps off the back of the mound, and Kavanitz returns to first base, and we'll all reset again. Schindler back in the box. Huell comes set. Kavanitz gets a lead, and he's off with the pitch, and another swing and foul ball there by Schindler. Great job of making contact. Fouls it off back to the right side behind home plate, and stays alive with a 3-2 count.
Once again, if you are a baseball purist, watching a very good contest here by 2 very well-coached teams. In that situation, you want Thomas Huell to challenge the bottom of the lineup. Looks like Shorty's got a hit-and-run called there, and he does it 2 times in a row, and the batter does exactly what he's supposed to do, is put that ball in play or foul it off. So good chess match going here early.
Schindler doing a great job. He's seeing where the pitchers are, getting a piece of them, doing his job of making contact, protecting the runner as he takes off. Now Schindler steps back in the box. Huell looks over to first, gets his pitch, and then comes set in the stretch. Kavanitz off again, and Schindler fouls another one off to the left side, up and out of play. Stays alive, and another full count pitch coming. Somebody might need a glass repair. Kavanitz back to first base, 1 out. Runner on first for the Brahmas. Schindler still battling. What an at-bat. Goes up 3-0 on the count and continues to battle now with 3 foul balls in a row from Thomas Huell. Huell gets his pitch and comes set. Schindler in the box ready to go. And the runner takes off again. Right up the middle. Ball hit the second base. Not sure they could have got him, but Harmon bobbles it there. Tried to flip it to Chalman on a quick throw to try to turn 2. No outs given there. Kavanitz gets to second base. And Schindler gets to first.
Yeah, not sure he would have been able to get him there on the double play. It would have been close because the runner was going on the hit, Wally. So Simeon did good to get in front of it. May have had a chance at the first baseman, but that ball was one of those where it's hit up the middle and it's kind of hit slowly. So really it would have had to been fielded perfectly and delivered perfectly to Nick to get the out. But now Thomas faced with the same challenge that Targac had in the previous inning, 2 runners on with 1 out.
First pitch from Huell. It'll be to third base. Sanchez gets it. Throws to second to Harmon for the put out there. Schindler forced out of second base. And Bludow gets to first on the fielder's choice. And so there'll be 2 outs and runners at the corner. Good job by Bludow putting that ball down the third base line. Sanchez made a great play, goes to second, just no time. Bludow got out of that box and down that line. Did a great job there to prevent the double play.
Yeah, and Simeon, the second baseman there, I mean, if you want to go ahead and try to make that bang-bang play at first base, might not have been a bad idea to go ahead and hold on to it and live to fight another day and see if number 4.
So now Trace Jordan steps back up. The first time he grounded out to Nick Chalman. 0-1 on the day so far. Hit a ball to Chalman to first in the first inning. So now you have Bludow at first, not being held on. He'll take off on the pitch. Huell fires it and fouled off by Trace Jordan up to the right and out behind the plate, out of play. So at least Huell back in front, working ahead now. 0-1 they count with 2 outs. Runners on the corners.
Yep. Different challenge, though, this time. Runners at the corners with number 4 at the plate. This will be a very challenging out for Thomas. Let's see what he can do here.
Huell pitches. No swing. It's a ball. Sawyer Scott throws down. Harmon cuts it off short. No one running from third base. Cavantes stays on the base. And so we got runners on second and third now. 1-1 count with 2 outs. And Trace Jordan at the plate still. Jordan steps back in. He'll shakes off a couple of pitches. And Jordan calls time. He'll step out of the box. The runners return to the base. And everyone will reset to do it again. Jordan back in the box. He'll come set. And he delivers. Pitch a little bit up. Ball 2. 2-1 count now with 2 outs on Trace Jordan. Bluto at second. Cavantes. Gonna get it. Cavantes at third. He'll come set. Pitching to Trace Jordan. 2-1 count. And the delivery. Outside for ball 3. So now Huell's falling behind 3-1 here on Trace Jordan. Jordan steps back in the box. Both runners take the lead off second and third. Huell takes his pitch, gets set, and delivers. Nice pitch. Jordan tried to check his swing, called a strike. So it'll be a full count. So we got runners on second and third. 3-2 count on Trace Jordan with 2 outs here in the top of the third. Jordan steps back in the box. And Huell picks his pitch and comes set. Big lead off second. Pitch comes in. And it's fouled off. And it's going to be up and out of play. Good job by Trace Jordan there to foul off that pitch. Good pitch by Thomas Huell. And the battle continues. 3-2. The count. 2 outs. Runners on second and third for the Brahmas. Huell comes set and delivers. And Trace Jordan fouls another one out of play. Off to the right.
Once again, another solid at-bat by these Brahma hitters. Very disciplined, putting the ball in play and fighting off pitches that they don't like.
Doing a good job. A good battle back and forth. Some balls brought back into play after all the foul balls this inning. Set it again. We got a full count here on Trace Jordan. 3 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs. Runners at second and third for the Brahmas. Huell gets his pitch. Comes set in the stretch. And delivers. Sawyer Scott does a good job at least keeping it close to home so the runners can't advance from second or third. And now the Brahmas have bases loaded with 2 outs. And we'll have a little timeout here as Coach Gomer takes his first mound visit of the game.
Yeah, some tough luck there for the Gators. Thomas made the pitch he wanted. He got the swing and a miss. Unfortunately, that pitch was down in the dirt, and Sawyer tried to block it but got away from him. And now we got bases loaded with the Brahmas, arguably their best hitter up to bat.
Stepping in will be Rhett Trilicek, number 8, the shortstop. Gomer, quick talk with Huell. The infield comes in, and they go back out to their positions as the Brahmas return to the base. The base pass, and Trilicek approaches home plate again. Quite the battle here in the third, top of the third. Bases loaded for the Brahmas, 2 outs. And the number 3 hole up to bat, Rhett Trilicek. First inning grounded out to third base to Sanchez to Dixon on a 5-3 putout. So he steps in 0-1 on the day so far. And Thomas comes set. Huell ready to deliver. First pitch, fouled off right behind home plate, out of play for a strike. Good job by Huell to work ahead here. Trilicek takes his time outside of the box, gets the signs from the coach at the third base box, and steps back in. Huell looking for his pitch. Finds the one he likes, and Thomas Huell comes set. All the runners get a lead, and Huell delivers. Breaking ball to low and outside in the dirt. Great block by Sawyer Scott there to bring the count 1-1 on Trilicek.
Yeah, that could have been big right there. There's a runner over there on third base, so good job by Sawyer to keep that one in front of him.
Quite a big area of foul territory here behind home plate. So any ball that gets past the catcher, unless it hits hard against that wall and comes back, it's going to be challenging.
Yep.
Pitch from Huell high and unhittable there. Chilicek does a good job of watching that. 2 balls, 1 strike now. Bases still loaded, 2 down at the top of the third. And Sawyer Scott will take a timeout here, run out and talk to Huell on the mound.
Not a bad timeout here. Good to get on the same channel. Again, an important at bat. Very dangerous hitter at the plate. You want to know exactly what you're throwing.
And the good thing here, when you got your 2 outs, bases loaded, any ball hit, you got any base available. So hopefully the players everyone's on the same page. Go to the short bag, get the out, and try to get out of the inning. But you got to get Chilicek to cooperate.
Yeah.
Chilicek back in the box. Sawyer Scott behind the plate, and Huell gets his pitch, and he'll come set. Nice breaking ball by Huell there. Evens the count. 2 balls and 2 strikes.
That is a gutsy pitch in that situation.
You got your number 3 hole hitter sitting there waiting, up 2-1 in the account, expecting, I would think, the meatball coming. And Huell threw a nice breaking ball there. He'll come set now. 2-2-2. Bases loaded. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs. Huell delivers. Chilicek fouls it off, and it's going to be up and out of play on the right side behind the first base dugout. And the runners will reset back to the bases. Good pitch there by Huell, but a good job of Chilicek there. Staying alive, fouling the ball off. We've seen now at least 3 at-bats in this top of the third inning for the Brahmas. Good battles.
Yep.
Seeing the pitches, fouling them off, living to that next pitch. Huell comes set. Runners all get their lead. Chilicek in the box, and Huell will take a timeout. Steps off the mound.
Yeah, gazing at the numbers here, this is a team that doesn't struggle to put runs on the board, so you know they're going to be up there swinging.
Exactly. And you get this part of the lineup, your 3 hole, the bases loaded. It's a great opportunity for the Brahmas. Huell having to settle in and work to get an out here. Chilicek back in the box. Huell set on the mound. Delivers from the stretch. And the pitch hit. Short over to the second baseman. Harmon flips it over to Chalman, and the out at second base. Great job there. Recovery there. Give Harmon on the board the error of the first go around. Makes the play there. Simi does a good job there. Builds it clean. Tosses it Chalman for the force out at second base. The Gators get out of the inning. No runs. 1 hit, 1 error, and 3 runners left on for the Brahmas. We'll go to the bottom of the third when we return here on SHN Sports. Welcome back to Leander Glenn High School in Leander, Texas. The site of the 3A area playoff series between the Gateway Gators and the Hallettsville Brahmas. Stepping up to the plate for the Gators, number 10, Simeon Harmon. First pitch is low for a ball, 1-0. Harmon, the number 9 batter in the order for the Gators. It'll be 9-1-2 in the inning. Second pitch on the way. And he takes it and hits it between the gap. Base hit between short and third. And Harmon on first base with the first base hit of the game for the Gators. Great job of seeing the pitch, getting the hands through, just like happened in the top of the third. Harmon turns it around on the bottom for the Gators.
Yeah, a lot of people, casual fans out there, will try to tell you, Wally, that baseball does not have momentum, but it sure does. Getting out of that last inning the way that Thomas did, that pumped up the Gators, and what a way to get it started here for Simeon, getting a base hit right on the first pitch. So let's see if the Gators can capitalize on that single.
Back to the top of the lineup. Barlin turns, squares, and bunts. Beautiful bunt down the first baseline. Targich gets over and fields it and throws Barlin out close at first play, moving Simeon up to the second base on the sac bunt. Great job again of doing the sacrifice bunt the right way, keeping that runner out of trouble, getting him to second. And now the Gators have a runner on second with one out.
Well, in those situations, too, Chris can bunt for a hit as well. He's got the speed for it, so it made it a tough play there. The pitcher even had to throw it with a little bit of oomph to get it there, and so that always forces them into a tough play. But now, here is where the rubber meets the road. Gabe Dixon now. We have a couple of batters here to try to get that runner in from second base. Simeon with good speed, not great speed, but should be able to score on a base hit here. Let's see if Gabe can get it done.
Gabe steps in 0 for 1, grounded to shortstop the first time for an out. Takes the first pitch from Targich, and it's a strike on the outside corner, 0-1.
Yeah. Once again, Wally, and I think it's right. I like when umpires give these high school pitchers a good strike zone. I mean, if it's in and around the plate, you should call that a strike. The hitter should be swinging.
Dixon steps back in the box. Targich looking in at the catcher for the sign. Gets his pitch and comes set. Harmon leads off at second base. Second baseman close to the bag. Slapping the glove, moves in and back out. And Targich will deliver. All right, outside. Gibson, I'm going to combine Gabe and Dixon. Takes the ball there, and it's a 1-1 count with one out. Gabe doing a good job this year. Lots of contact. Has done a great job. Big point here in the game where he could do some more damage with that stick he's done all year.
Yep. As he steps out of the box, looks like Targich is pitching a little bit fast for the Gators' liking, so good job there taking control of the at-bat. But Gabe Dixon, again, putting a lot of balls in play. And this is a situation where he's gone to the right side a lot. Right now, that second baseman holding on Simeon at second base, so you would think a hard-hit ground ball to the right side has a good chance of getting through and scoring that first Gator run.
Dixon back in. Targich delivers. Swing and a miss by Dixon. It'll be a 1-2 count for Dixon now. One out. Simeon Harmon at second base for the Gators. Gabe Dixon gets set back in the box. Targich looking at home. Gets his pitch and comes set. Second baseman moves in towards the base. Harmon with his lead off at second base. Targich looks back again. And time called by Dixon. Great job on both sides of the game today. Team stepping out. Players not getting comfortable. They call the time, stepping out of the box, make it reset. Great job here by Dixon twice now. Make sure he's ready. We're playing on his term here. Dixon back in the box now. Targich gets his pitch. Comes set in the stretch. Looks at second base. Steady stare and will deliver. Dixon pops one up. Shortstop back in the gap and drops it off the shortstop's glove. Kind of in the Bermuda Triangle there. The second baseman, the left fielder, the center fielder, shortstop, all kind of congregated. Shortstop had a beat on it. Pops out of his glove for an error there.
And once again, the moral of the story, Wally, is you got to put balls in play. And Gabe Dixon, as he has throughout the 2019 campaign, puts a ball in play. That way's a misplay there by the Brahmas. They usually don't make a lot of errors, but that one hurts because that was a definite out there. So now the Gators cooking with one out, 2 runners aboard, with the heart of the Gator lineup coming up.
Coach Cook for the Brahmas takes the timeout. Same thing that happened in the top of the third. A lot of comparisons. 2 well-coached ball teams playing here today. Cook comes out, grabs his team in, the infield all gathered in. Going to talk it out, calm things back down. So we're going to set it here. Bottom of the third, we got one out for the Gators. Now to bat will be the 3-hole. Noah Krieger will step in. He's got Simeon Harmon at second base and Gabe Dixon on first. One out. Looking at the scoreboard, no runs, 1 hit and 1 error on both sides, top and bottom, the Brahmas and the Gators. Third inning has been exciting here. Gators turn to kind of put a scare in the Brahmas as they did in the top of the first.
Who will break through first here, Wally? Noah Krieger with the wonderful opportunity here to put the first Gator run on the board.
Krieger steps in. Targich gets set, looks at second and delivers the pitch. And a foul ball down the right field line, but out of play. Nice cut by Krieger. And he'll get a 0-1 count to start with here. Nice job of fouling it off. Good pitch by Targach, though.
Good healthy cut by Noah Krieger. Let's see if he can dial that one up again.
Targach back on the mound. Gets his pitch and comes set. Krieger in the box. Harmon leads off second. Gabe off at first. Targach looks back to second base. Back to home. Back to second. And will deliver home. The pitch. Krieger fouls it off the ground, off himself. And now Krieger's in a hole. No balls and 2 strikes. Targach working ahead here.
So Targach in control here, 0-2. You would think that Noah's not going to see any more good pitches in the rest of this lineup. In the rest of this at-bat, we'll see what happens.
Now Noah's got to come up and battle just like we've seen in the top of the third here from the Brahmas. Time to foul off some pitches. Targach, just a great pitcher for the Brahmas here. Harmon and Dixon both lead off, second and first base respectively. Krieger back in. Targach set, looks to second, and he steps up. And Harmon took off on first movement and will be thrown out on third.
Yeah.
Kind of a delayed move there by Targach. Draws Harmon in on first movement, tries to take the base, and is thrown out. It'll be
that one hurts. That was not a very smart play by Simeon there. You have a runner in scoring position, and just like that, the momentum is gone, and it's now up to Noah to keep the inning alive. But not very good base running there. That one hurts.
Krieger steps back in, 0-2 the count, 2 outs. Dixon on first. Targach gets the pitch and delivers. Krieger up the middle. Shortstop playing towards the middle, fields it behind second base and takes it himself. It'll go down to 6 unassisted at the second base to put Dixon out for the third out. And after 3 innings, it's all square. 0-0, Gators and Brahmas. 0 hits. No runs, 1 hit, 1 error, and you had a man left on base for the Gators. We'll go to the end of the third here. 0-0 on SHN Sports. Welcome back. SHN Sports coverage of the Gateway Gator Baseball 3A Area Playoff Series with the Gateway Gators and the Hallettsville Brahmas. We go to the top of the 4th inning. And stepping up for the Brahmas will be the pitcher, number 24, Ryan Targach. Left side of the plate. Takes ball 1 outside. And it'll be 1-0. Thomas Yule still on the mound for the Gators. Pitch throw, and Targach smokes one down the right field line. Great job of Krieger to cut it off and hold Targach to a single. Hit the nice line drive to the right field. But good job of getting over and cutting that ball off by Krieger.
Yeah, that really was a ball that was hit really well and away from where Krieger was playing, so it was a good job for him to get it back in play and keep Targach from being in scoring position. At least this gives Sawyer an opportunity here to throw him out at second base.
Grant Nicely will step in, the catcher for the Brahmas. Here in the top of the fourth, he's over 1. He flew out to the left field in the second inning. He steps in. He'll takes the pitch and gets set. He'll deliver and nicely flops it up. It's a high fly ball to the outfield, and Varlin's going to venture over to right center field and make the catch. A lot of curiosity going on there. That ball went up high and nicely sky ball out to right center field. Varlin had a beat on it, made the catch for the first out. And so now we have Hunter Lacqua step in. He struck out the first at bat in the second inning. He steps in at 0-1. He's the third baseman for the Brahmas, with Targach still on first base, 1 out here in the top of the fourth. Hewell gets his pitch and comes set and throws to first base. Targach back in time.
Yeah, that last pop fly that nicely hit to center field seemed like it was carrying a little bit, and Chris had to go a lot longer than distance that he thought he was going to initially when it got hit.
A great job to stay with it and make the play. Hewell gets set now on the mound, gets his pitch, delivers. Targach takes off. Ball foul, shot down the right field line by Lacqua, but foul. What a great, almost one of those Texas leaguers that fell in, but just about 5 feet foul. Targach was off on the pitch. That would have been an interesting situation. Instead, it's just a long strike.
It started promising for the Brahmas. Their runner was going, and that ball looked like it was going to dink in. So you could have seen the runner going from first to third there easily, and then the ball just continued to carry. It seems like a little bit of a left field to right field wind going here, because that ball, again, carried left to right there. So fortunate for the Gators. So now they'll be here with this situation again, 0-1 with 1 out, runner at first.
0-1, Hewell delivers. Lacqua hits it to third. Sanchez builds it, throws to Harmon. Harmon turns it to Gitson, and a double play for the Gators to get out of the inning. Great job. EJ fields it on a dive, throws it to Harmon at second base, turns it to Dixon at first. 5-4-3 double play gets the Gators out of the inning after a first the leadoff hit by Targach. Great job by the Gators there, and we'll end the inning with no runs, 1 hit, and no men left on base. We'll go to the middle of the fourth, 0-0. We'll be back in just a minute on SHN Sports. Welcome back to Leander Glenn High School, where the Gateway Gators come up to bat in the bottom of the fourth. Hallettsville on the mound. Targach delivers. First pitch to Sanchez. Outside corner. Strike 1. 0-1 count to Sanchez.
There's that outside pitch again. It looks like it's 2 ball lengths outside of the plate, but he's been consistent calling that all day.
Targach from the windup gets the pitch and delivers. Second pitch fouled off back into the netting by Sanchez. And Targach is ahead in the count, 0-2 on Sanchez. Here in the bottom of the fourth, 0-0 score. Both teams have had their chances, and both teams have not been able to produce.
You kind of felt like that the way it started out, Wally. it's going to take one player here or there, one hit, one miscue that's going to decide this game.
Sanchez bites off a curveball for a base hit. Great pitch by Targac. Not sure how to describe the swing by Sanchez except for a battle. And what a
Staying
base
alive.
hit. Oh, exactly right.
Staying alive.
And
0-2 count. All you got to do there is battle. Somehow EJ gets his fists up under it and is able to muscle it out over second base and gives Nick a chance here.
Great job by Sanchez to fight the pitch off. Great pitch by Targac. Man, I tell you what, that's one of those pitches 9 times out of 10. That ball is not hit for a base hit. And DJ did a great job into right, little short, shallow center field for a clean base hit. Sanchez leads off first. Nick Chalman up to bat for the Gators. He steps in, takes the first pitch, low and outside for a ball. Chalman in the first inning, or second inning, he was sack bunt, moved over EJ after the walk. So Chalman steps in 0-0 for the day on the count.
Not sure that wouldn't be another good idea here. Again, the way this is going, the way Targac is dealing up there, might not be a bad idea to put that sack bunt down here again, Wally.
Sanchez leads up, and Targac throws over. Just enough of a throw to keep him honest. Sanchez back to the base and safe. We'll reset. Chalman steps out and back into the box. And a quick throw back over. Trying to get away. Sanchez is going to get to second base. Targac tried to throw back over. They got away from Schindler over into the right field, down the right field wall. Second baseman did a great job for the Brahmas to get over, get the ball to keep Sanchez at second base. But now Chalman can swing away. The bunt's out of play, most likely. Let Chalman use the bat. Sanchez did a great job there. Heads up, gets to second base.
Yeah, I think right there in that situation, Targac has been mentally strong and has pitched a really good game. Maybe they're trying to get too cute with the fast throw over. What happens there is he throws that really hard, and that first baseman has to react really quick. Was not able to there, so now that miscue might come back to hurt the Brahmas here in the bottom of the fourth.
Chalman in the box set. Targac delivers the pitch. Chalman swings and grounds it foul down the third baseline to the on-deck batter, Sawyer Scott. So it'll be a 1-1 count to Chalman. Sanchez on second base. EJ after the base hit, and then the throwing error by Targac trying to pick him off. And the Gators are in. Got something in the works here. No outs. 1-1 count to Chalman. Targac gets his pitch and comes set in the stretch. Sanchez leads off at second base. Targac looks at second base and will deliver. And a nice breaking pitch for strike two. Chalman takes a look at that one. What a beautiful pitch there by Targac.
Yeah, he's been dealing, and he's had that pitch all day long. Tough one for the Gators to get a hold of. We'll see here if Nick, again, need a quality at-bat here. Need to put a ball in play on the ground, get EJ over to third base. Right now he's got to think small ball. He's got to execute and do his job here. 1
ball, 2 strikes at Chalman. Targac comes set and will deliver. And low and outside, ball 2. Good job by Chalman there. Sanchez still at second base, returns to the base. And Chalman steps out. 2-2 count, no outs. Runner on second for the Gators here in the bottom of the fourth. Chalman back in and gets set. Sanchez leads off at second base. Targac gets his pitch from the catcher, comes set in the stretch. He'll look back at second base. Shortstop takes 1 step in and back out. Targac delivers. Great job of Chalman to hold his swing. Catcher asked for an appeal. They appeal down. Did not go. Pitch was in the dirt. Great pitch by Targac. Trying to draw that swing there. Chalman did a great job of holding up.
Yeah, I don't know how Nick held off of that pitch, but he did. And now, also nice job back there by the catcher keeping that in front of him.
Oh, nicely did a great job of blocking that. Smart thing. Hops up, grabs the ball, tags Chalman. They ask for the appeal. No go. So here we sit, full count. Chalman back in. Targac gets the pitch from the catcher and delivers. And it's ball 4. And Chalman will take a walk, and so the Gators will have runners on first and second base with no outs, with number 18, Sawyer Scott, coming up to bat.
Yeah, I want to see Sawyer put something in play here on the ground and at least move the runners over. So big situation right here for Sawyer. Again, the young sophomore in this situation for the first time. Let's see if he can keep his head here and just focus on executing, doing his job, scooting the runners over.
Sawyer Scott steps in 0 for 1 on the day. Struck out looking there in that second inning. Chalman leads off first. EJ off of second base. Targac gets the pitch from the catcher. Looks back to second base. And will deliver. Sawyer squares the bunt and misses. That'll be a strike. 0-1 the count to Sawyer Scott.
Yeah, right there Sawyer's got to be able to pull back on that one. That pitch is not buntable. So Bobby does good to hold back right there, but nevertheless 0-1 here. Let's see if Sawyer can get it done.
Targac threw a high fastball there, and Sawyer went up trying to bunt it. almost glad he missed it. You never know the pop-up there or anything to get the runners tied up. EJ at second, Chalmers at first. Sawyer stuck. Now he'll take a time. Targach had come set and was sitting there looking. Sawyer does the right thing. Takes a timeout, steps out, gathers himself, and we'll all reset. Scott steps back in the box, and Targach looking towards home and gets his pitch, comes set. Sanchez leads off second, Chalmers off first. Pitch delivered. Scott will bunt, and he pops it up. First baseman catches it in foul territory for the first out, and the runners return. So 1 out now. Runners on first and second base after the out.
Another missed opportunity there, Wally. All you have to do is put a bunt down there. The last thing you want to do is pop it up, so it'll leave it up to Jack Bumpus now.
Bumpus steps in. He's 0 for 0. Got hit by a pitch there in the first inning. Or in the second inning at his first at bat. So Bumpus steps in 0-0. Got runners at first and second base. Sanchez at second takes his lead. Chalmers throw back to first base real quick by Targach. Chalmers slides back in. Great throw there. Puts it right on the ground, right where Schindler's glove is, right where Chalmers sliding back in. Close play. Good job by Targach.
At the very least, it tells Nick he's going to have a little bit shorter lead, so good job by Targach there managing the bases.
Bumpus puts it into play. Hits the ball, slow roller to shortstop, has to charge it, makes his only play to first. And so Bumpus moves up the runners. We got Sanchez at second, Chalmers Sanchez at third, Chalmers at second. But we got 2 outs, a ground out there, 6-3 on the put out. But Bumpus does the job.
He does the job.
Runners up 90 feet away.
Once again, Jack Bumpus coming through, putting the ball in play, doing his job. The runner's now at second and third. So now the runner's just 90 feet away. A pass ball might score EJ depending on his lead. And we got Thomas Hool up here with the base hit, can possibly plate too. Let's see if Thomas can help his own cause here in the bottom of the fourth.
Thomas steps in 0 for 1 with a strikeout. First pitch from Targach down the middle and a swing and a miss by Huell. 0-1 the count.
Thomas a free swinger here. That's his style. Let's see if he gets a fastball from Targach.
Targach back in the windup and delivers. High and outside. Huell watches it for a ball. 1-1 with 2 outs. Sanchez and Chalmers still on the base pass. Sanchez at third base. Chalmers at second. And Targach back on the mound. Back in the windup. Huell in the box. And the windup begins. Here comes the pitch. Low and outside. Nice breaking pitch, but a good job of Huell to hold off. Catcher asks for the check down to first base. No swing. And so Huell faces a 2-1 count.
Once again, nicely doing a nice job behind the plate.
Absolutely. I tell you what, he's shown his catching abilities there. He's done a great job of keeping the ball in front of him. Third pitch in. A ball there on Huell. 3-1 count. Good job there. Nicely calls the timeout. We'll go out and talk to Targach. Settle him back down. Huell will go up the third baseline talking to Coach Gumbert. Sanchez still at third. Chalmers at second. We got 2 outs here in the bottom of the fourth.
And again, another opportunity for the Gators. Both teams knocking at the door. Let's see who can kick it in first.
Chalmers takes his lead off second. EJ off at third. Huell back in the box. Targach gets his pitch, and he begins the windup. Pitch comes. Wow. Ball, strike 2. Seemed a little low and outside there. Huell tossed the bat, had to fetch it back and come back to the box. And here we go, full count, 2 outs. Targach in the windup. Runners should be up with a pitch. Pitch comes, low and inside, and ball 4. Huell takes a walk, and the bases will be loaded with 2 outs for the Gators.
And Simeon coming up, last time up, good base hit. Could be useful right here in this situation.
And now we'll have Reese Peterson, courtesy run for Huell, the pitcher. Peterson takes first base for Huell as he returns to the dugout. Great job there by Huell. Battle there at bat. And so now you have it set. Simeon's 1 for 1. Had a base hit between the shortstop and third baseman through the 5-6 hole in the third inning. Comes back in, bases loaded, 2 down. Targach with the pitch. And outside, ball 1. Nice pitch by Targach, going back to the location that the umpire's been given. Good job.
Yeah, it's just smart pitching. He knows what he's doing. He's established that outside pitch, and he keeps going there. It's going to be hard for a hitter to do anything with that pitch out there.
Simeon steps back in. Targach delivers low and outside. Great stop by nicely to keep it from going past to the backstop. It'll be a 2-0 count to Simeon. Harmon 1-1 on the day so far. Steps in. Opportunity here for the Gators. Bases loaded. Sanchez at third. Chalman at second. Reese Peterson at first. Targach winds up and delivers. And he gets the outside corner on that one. And it'll be a 2-1 count. Another example going back to that corner. Letting the umpire do the work for you there. That was a great pitch by Targach. Targach set. Harmon back in the box. And the windup pitch comes. Ball up in the air. And to center field. The center fielder 5 or 6 steps to his left, settles under it, and makes the catch for the third out of the 4th inning. So after 4 innings, we're still in a battle, 0-0. No runs, 2 hits, 2 errors for the Brahmas. No runs, 2 hits, 1 error for the Gators. We'll be back for the top of the 5th inning after this on SHN Sports. Welcome back to SHN Sports presentation of Gateway Gator Baseball here in the 3A area playoffs between the Gateway Gators and the Hallettsville Brahmas. We go to the top of the 5th inning, 0-0 score, back and forth ball game here between the Gators and the Brahmas. Start the 5th. Thomas Huell still on the mound. To this point of the game, Huell has thrown 60 pitches, and Huell faces 7, 8, and 9 hitters coming up in the lineup. Case Thigpen will lead us off for the Brahmas. Huell gets his pitch from the catcher, comes set and delivers. First pitch, Thigpen swings and drives it to center field straight at Chris Barlin, playing him perfect, maybe a couple steps to his left, to his right, and makes the catch for the first out of the inning. 1 pitch and 1 out for Thomas Huell. Ball comes back in. And now we have the designated here in the 8-hole, Kyler Kovanitz, step in to the plate. Kyler gets and takes a cut at the first pitch by Thomas Huell. Fouls it off back into the net for a strike. Thomas does a good job there. Nice pitch. Nice job by Kyler to jump on a first pitch there. Fouls it off, 0-1, 1 out. Huell comes set. Kyler back in the box. Pitch is on the way. Oh, fouled off. Off the umpire's hand. Ouch. Kyler doing a good job of battling here. 0-2 the count. Sorry, Scott will take a little walk to the mound to give the umpire a little break there to get reset.
So once again, the Gators with another opportunity there in the bottom of the 4th, and we're not able to come through, but good job again, Thomas Huell, pumping strikes.
Kyler steps back in the box. Huell on the mound. 0-2, 1 out. Fires the pitch. Dirty curve by Thomas Huell.
Great pitch.
What a pitch for strike 3. Looking by Kyler. Down on strikes for 2 outs here in the top of the 5th. Great job by Huell there.
Again, Thomas Houle has been underrated. He has had just a great season on the mound.
And now we got the number 9 hitter in the lineup, Ryan Schindler, the first baseman. He'll step in to face Huell with 2 outs here in the top of the 5th. Everett, right before you got back, Huell started the inning with 60 pitches. Targach starts the bottom of the 5th with 64. Yeah. Both pitchers pitching very efficient.
Yeah, even if you are not a Gator or Brahma fan, you've got to love the quality of this contest today. Good pitching, good defense, and just solid fundamentals all the way around. So if you're a baseball fan, you got to be loving this game.
First pitch to Schindler's outside, low for a ball. Second pitch, called a strike on the outside corner. Schindler's the left-handed hitter here in the box. Pitch is on the outside corner and for a strike.
So the umpire not discriminating right side or left side. He's calling those outside pitches both ways.
Huell set, 1-1 count, delivers, low and outside for ball 2. Schindler backs out of the box with a 2-1 count, 2 outs here in the top of the 5th. Schindler battled his first at bat, went up 3-0 on the count, and then battled back and forth with the hit and run. Next pitch comes in, and there he is. Schindler with that left-handed slap. What a shot right up the middle. Base hit to center field. Just a nice, easy swing, and drives it right back where it came from for a base hit. Third of the game for the Brahmas and a runner on base. And it brings it back to the top of the lineup here with 2 outs in the top of the 5th. Schindler on first. Hallettsville, top of the 5th. Now we'll go to Jace Beluda will come back up. The center fielder for the Brahmas. He steps back in the box. He'll adjust the uniform and gets back on the mound. Schindler at first takes his lead. Huell looks over. Back of the catcher now grabs his pitch and comes set. Schindler with his lead. And Huell delivers. Strike 1. Check swing by Beluda. Sawyer Scott asked for help from the first base umpire. The home plate umpire grants it, and it's a called strike. He said he went around.
Yeah, originally called ball by the home plate umpire. On the appeal, gets the strike call on the check swing.
Beluda comes set. Huell delivers. And it's off his fist towards second base. Oh, what a great catch by Simeon Harmon. Jumps up over his head and grabs it before it goes to the outfield to record the 3rd out of the inning. Great job. It looked like it might have had him beat. Getting just that little nice soft liner. Harmon makes a good grab, gets the Gators out of it here in the 5th. So after the top of the 5th, the Brahmas get a hit from Schindler, but leave him stranded. 0 runs, 1 hit, no errors. We'll go to the bottom of the 5th when we come back. 0-0 score here on SHN Sports. Welcome back to SHN Sports presentation of Gateway Gator Baseball here. We go to the bottom of the 5th. The Hallettsville Brahmas 0, the Gateway Gators 0. We'll lead off the inning with the top of the lineup. Chris Barlin steps in the box. Targach delivers. Nice curveball for strike 1. Swing and a miss for Barlin. Targach started the inning, 64 pitches. Both pitchers being efficient, working through some issues, some problems, different plays, walks, hits, but doing a good job. Targach delivers. Strike 2 on the outside corner.
Yeah. He's been living on that outside corner and doing a really good job of staying consistent, but he's delivering that pitch.
Works ahead of Barlin 0-2. No outs here for the Gators. Barlin leading it up. Down 2 strikes. Back to the outside, just a little too much. Ball one there. Barlin will be back in the box, 1-2.
Chris going 0-2 here so far with a K and then a sack bunt. Let's see if Chris can get a little base hit and get us going.
Nice pitch and a foul off. Barlin shot one off to the right side out of play. Good battle there. 1-2 still the count. Targach gets set in the windup. Barlin back in the box. Targach gets his pitch and starts the windup delivery on the way. Pitch is in. And a swing and a miss on Barlin. Nice breaking ball to the outside corner. Barlin down on strikes for the first out of the bottom of the fifth for the Gators. Bringing up number 2, Gabe Dixon.
Yep, another swing and a miss there for Chris Barlin, but Gabe Dixon right behind him. Let's see if Gabe can put another ball in play like he has all season long.
Gabe got on last inning on an error. First pitch on the outside corner for a ball. This time a little bit outside for Dixon. 1-0 count. Dixon grounded out to short in the first. Hit that little liner shot out to short center field, just over the shortstop. Shortstop bobbled and dropped it in the second at bat for Dixon in the third inning. So Dixon still 0-2. Counts 2-0 now as he steps back in here in the bottom of the fifth for the Gators. Targach sets and delivers. Low and outside in the ground, right? Nice block by nicely there. But it'll be a 3-0 count for Gabe Dixon.
Yeah. Targach in uncharted territory hasn't had very many 3-0 counts all day.
Dixon set. Targach delivers. Ball 4. 4 straight balls to Gabe Dixon. He'll take them and move down to first base. And the Gators get a runner with 1 out. Gabe Dixon on first base will bring up the 3-hole, number 14, Noah Krieger, the right fielder for the Gators today.
Yeah, it'd be a good spot for Noah to come off the deck here. He's got a K and a ground ball to second base his last time up. Happens to be probably one of the better power hitters that we have. Be a good time right here to hit one in the gap.
Noah steps in for his third at bat with a runner on first. Gabe Dixon at first. Targach moves to the stretch. Krieger 0 for 2 today. Steps in, gets ready. Targach gets his pitch and comes set. And he'll deliver. And Krieger drives it up the middle, right at the center fielder. Center fielder takes about 3 or 4 steps to his left, catches the line drive for the second out of the inning. And Dixon returns to first base.
Can't hit the ball much harder than that. Noah hit it right on the button, but right at the center fielder. And a good job by the Brahmas playing shallow. They haven't got anything out hit hard yet, and so good job by Shorty playing his defense in shallow. Allows them to make that play a lot make it an easier play than it should have been.
Now we have E.J. Sanchez, the 4-hitter, stepping in for the Gators. Targach throws over to first base. Gabe Dixon dives back in safe. Sanchez steps out, now back in. Sanchez is 1 for 1 on the day. Got a base hit to center field his last at bat, walked in his first at bat. So Sanchez steps back in. 2 outs here, runner on first. And the pitch. Nice breaking pitch there, slider by Targach for strike 1. Sanchez watched it. Not his pitch. Here we go for an 0-1 count. Dixon at first. Sanchez back set in the box. Targach looking into catcher, gets his pitch and comes set on the mound. Targach delivers. Low and outside. Nice breaking ball there, but a little low and out. For a 1-1 count on Sanchez. Bottom of the fifth, 0-0 score. Gators batting in the bottom of the fifth. 1 runner on. Gabe Dixon at first base. C.J. Sanchez up with 2 outs. 1-1 count. Targach comes set and delivers. Nice pitch there. Outside half of the plate for strike 2. 1-2 count on Sanchez now.
Again, Targach being just consistent on that outside part of the plate.
Good job of working that corner. Umpire doing a great job of giving both sides of it. And Targach is obviously competent, good pitcher, and keeps going to that side. And our guys keep taking it here and having a battle with him. Sanchez calls time, steps out of the box, resets himself. Dixon still at first base with 2 outs for the Gators here in the bottom of the fifth. Sanchez steps back in. Targach looks in for his pitch and comes set now on the mound. Sanchez strikes the ball, line drive, second base. Makes a little diving play to his right. Keep it from getting to the outfield. Nice play by the second baseman there. Case Thigpen for the Brahmas to make the third out for the inning. So after 5, we go 0-0. We'll go to the 6th inning here in a minute. Box score reads 0 runs, 3 hits, 2 errors for the Brahmas, 0 runs, 2 hits, 1 error for the Gators. And we'll be back for the top of the 6th inning after this on SHN Sports. Welcome back to Leander Glenn High School in Leander, Texas. SHN Sports presentation of Gateway Gator Baseball. Go to the top of the 6th, Hallettsville 0, Gateway 0. Hallettsville up to bat here in the top of the 6th. Going to lead it off with Trace Jordan. The right fielder, he'll step in. And Thomas Ewell still on the mound for the Gators. He comes set and delivers. Outside for a ball. 1-0 on Trace Jordan. Trace got on base last inning on a drop third strike. Got away from Sawyer Scott. He gets on base and then got put out at second base on a 4-6 for the third out. He starts the game at 0-2, but starts the at-bat 2-0 on the count. Ball 2 by Ewell. Jordan back in. Ewell set and delivers. And inside and low for ball 3. Ewell falls behind. 3-0 on Jordan here in the top of the 6th. '73rd pitch of the day for Ewell. 74th on the way. And a strike right down the middle. Jordan taking all the way. 3-1 count now here in the top of the 6th. No outs.
Good job by Thomas. They're battling back, not giving away that at-bat. See if we can get something that number 4 can chase here.
Jordan back set. Ewell pitches outside corner and a ball a little far outside. And he walks him. So the Brahmas get their leadoff runner on base on a walk. Brings up their number 3 hitter. Rhett Trilishek comes up to bat. So far he's 0 for 2 on the day. And Ewell comes set. Trilishek gets set. Jordan on first base. Ewell throws back to first. Jordan dives back in. Safe. Dixon back to Ewell. I think that may be the first pickoff attempt. Might be the second of the game for Ewell. Not many runners for either teams right now.
Yep.
Ewell comes set. Jordan gets a lead at first. Trilishek in the bat. And he flies up. Hits it to right field. Noah Krieger tracking it to right field. Almost over his head, but he fields it deep right center. And makes the catch for an out. 1 out. Jordan goes back to first for the Brahmas.
Yeah, Trilishek putting the ball in play. Good hitter. Luckily in that situation, all he did was hit a pop-up to Noah Krieger with the runner at first base now. Looks like Coach Gomer coming out for a mound visit. See if he's going to have a pitching change maybe. We'll see. Looks like Cole Johnson.
Looks like the Gators are going to go to the bullpen. We'll take a break with them while they bring out senior Cole Johnson, replacing Thomas Ewell. We'll be right back on SHN Sports. Welcome back to Leander Glenn High School. Back in the top of the sixth, the Brahmas have a runner on and one out here. Gators go to the bullpen. Gomer goes out and takes out Huell after 76 pitches. Good game by Thomas. Pulls him out here in the top of the sixth and replaces him with senior Cole Johnson.
Could not have asked for more out of Thomas Huell, but that's what Thomas has done all season. Just a bulldog on the mound. Did not give up anything. That runner at first base is his responsibility, but again, another gorgeous outing by Thomas Huell. Good job by Coach Gomer inserting him into this game. We didn't know who would be starting tonight, but obviously that was a good card that he picked out for today's game. Beautiful job by Thomas Huell once again.
Cole Johnson comes in 4-1 with a 4-1 record on the year to face the number 4 hitter. Come on in, big boy, our senior, and face the meat of their lineup. So Targach steps in 1-2 on the day, I believe.
Yep.
1-2 with a runner on first base. Jordan on first base for the Brahmas as Cole Johnson comes set. Targach batting from the left side. First pitch, a strike.
Once again, the Cole senior has been there, done that. Last year largely carried us to our playoff run. So this is a situation Cole is very comfortable in. Let's see how he can do against this tough Brahma lineup.
Jordan with the leadoff first. Cole Johnson delivers to the plate. And strike 2 on the outside corner. Nice pitch by Johnson there. And works ahead quickly. 0-2 to Targach. 1-2, the number 4 hitter in the lineup for the Brahmas. And pitching a great game for the Brahmas on the mound as well. Jordan gets his lead at first base. Dixon holds him on. Cole Johnson comes set. Targach in the box, ready for the pitch. Jordan takes off. Strike 3 called. Sawyer throws over the head of Chalman. Harmon backing him up and back of the infield and cuts the ball off. Jordan steals the base, but more importantly, the strikeout there by Targach gets the second out of the inning for the Brahmas with a runner on second.
Yeah, good job there by Cole with the strikeout pitch, and a good job there by Sawyer also completing the play. Throwdown was a little bit high, but still not a bad outcome. Now you have 2 outs. The defense can relax here a little bit and hopefully play a little ground ball.
The catcher, number 25, Grant Nicely, steps in for the Brahmas, the number 5 hitter. So far he's flown out to left field and flown out to center field. He does not hesitate to swing the bat. He's done a great job behind the plate as well today. And he steps in here in the top of the 6th to face Cole Johnson. Jordan gets his lead off of second base. Johnson selects his pitch and comes set on the mound. Johnson makes a move towards second base, doesn't make the throw. Jordan goes back and will reset. Nicely steps out of the box and back in now. Jordan with a good lead off his second base. Johnson comes set. And delivers. A little high and outside there. Ball 1 to Nicely from Johnson. Jordan at second base. Back to the base. 2 down here. Top of the 6th. 0-0 ball game. And it's a 1-0 count to Nicely. Catcher steps back in. 0 for 2 on the day so far. Johnson comes set. Jordan's got a nice lead at second base. And the ball in the dirt. Sawyer blocks it, throws down to third. EJ with the tag and the out at third base. Great play by Sawyer Scott. Blocks it, goes and gets it. Jordan it appeared that he kind of hesitated and then went. Sanchez made a great job of grabbing the ball, applying the tag. Umpire right on top of it. The third out. The Gators get out of trouble
Yeah,
here.
I think if the base runner would have continued on his path, he would have been there by a good margin, but he hesitated just a little bit. But once again, got to give the credit there to Sawyer for keeping that ball in front of him and even allowing that to be a play at third base. So good job by Sawyer.
Absolutely. Great job to block, to go get. Uses that athletic ability, gets out of there quick. Sees Jordan go. Sanchez does a great job grabbing the throw from Sawyer Scott, getting it down for the tag, and getting out of the inning. So we'll go to the bottom of the 6th here. 0-0 score. 0 runs, 3 hits, 2 errors for the Brahmas. 0 runs, 2 hits, 1 error for the Gators. We'll be back on SHN Sports. And welcome back to SHN Sports coverage of the Gateway Gator playoff baseball here. Bottom of the 6th inning now, 0-0 score. And Nick Chalman will step in for the Gators. Chalman so far on the day is 0-0. He's got a sac, bunt, and a walk. And his third at bat here in the 6th. First pitch in the dirt by Targach for ball 1.
And if you're just joining us, where have you been? This has been an outstanding contest here between the Brahmas and your Gateway Gators. Two very well-coached teams, pitching very well, a lot of good defense, and so this has been a really good one to get this series started.
Targach with the pitch. Chalman grounds it to shortstop. The throw brings Schindler off the bag. Chalman does a great job of diving to his left, grabbing the bag. Schindler can't get back on the bag in time, can't tag Chalman. Gets on base on the error. From the shortstop on the throw. Great job of Nick Chalman hustling, getting down, and being aware.
Well, it's a great job of anticipating that the throw was high, and so the first baseman probably still had a play on him, but Nick read where the throw was high and snuck right around and crawled to first base. And so now the Gators got something cooking here in the bottom of the 6th with Sawyer Scott up to plate.
Sawyer Scott 0 for 2 today so far with a strikeout and a pop-up on the bunt to the first baseman. Last at bat, he'll step in here with no outs. Chalman on first. First pitch is low for a ball. Tell you what, Sawyer's doing a good job behind the plate. It's kind of like Nicely. It's just fun to watch these two teams matched up. Nicely last inning steps in, but playing a good game behind the plate as well. Swinging the bat. Sawyer makes a play to get us out of the top of the 6th there in the top half of this inning. Time for him to swing that bat. Pick off attempt at first. Chalman back. Sawyer settles in. 1-0 count. Targach gets the sign and will deliver. Outside and gets away from the catcher nicely. Chalman down to second. Looks back towards the home. Rounds it, but returns to the base. Off the glove of the catcher. A little too far outside there for a ball. And so it's a 2-0 count. And now we get a visit from Coach Cook of the Brahmas.
Yep. Very, very well contested game again. Looks like Targach is also probably in the same situation that Thomas Houle was at the end of his last inning. Looks like they might just be tiring here a little bit. There's been a lot of stress on them, even though there's no runs on the board. They've had to pitch out of some really tough situations. So Coach Cook here just talking to his pitcher, making sure that they know what they're doing here with the runner on second base. I don't think he's going to pull him. Doesn't look like it from here. But more than anything, probably going over some strategy and probably calming down his pitcher, letting him know he's doing a good job and just getting the plan together.
Exactly right, Efren. Coach Cook comes off the mound. The infield returns to their spots. Chalman back to the base for the Gators. Second base with no outs. Targach stays in the game. He's at 82 pitches now. Still under the limit allowed by UIL, but still pitching a great game. It's a great baseball game. 2-0 count here on Sawyer Scott. He'll step back in the box. 0-2 on the day. Targach is looking at home. Chalman with the lead off of second base.
Good time here for one of those Sawyer Scott gappers.
Targach comes set. And delivers. And an outside corner. Called by the umpire. For a 2-1 count now on Sawyer Scott. 2 balls and a strike.
Looking for a productive at-bat here from Sawyer, seeing if he can get that runner over to third base. Not trying to do too much, just doing his job here.
Chalman leading off second base. Targach set, looks back to second. Sawyer Scott calls time and will reset it. Steps out, takes a couple of swings, gathers himself. Gomer talks to the players between Chalman and Scott. Scott steps back in, and now Targach addresses the mound, catches his pitch, and now comes set in the stretch. Chalman with the lead. Off of second base, and Targach delivers. High, ball 3 to Sawyer Scott.
And again, based on where Targach is in his pitch count, a good idea for Sawyer not to be chasing here. Let's see if Targach can get him 2 in a row.
See some pitches. He's already up in the 80s, low 80s here. And so we're going to keep working him hopefully there. Targach comes set. Sawyer back in the box. 3-1 count. Chalman on second base. Low and outside. Ball 4. And Targach has walked Sawyer Scott. So the first 2 runners of the inning are on the bases for the Gators. Chalman on an error by the shortstop on his throw. And a walk by Sawyer Scott.
And that's some of that development, Wally, that we're looking for some of these younger players like a Sawyer Scott, where that situation, you're not chasing, you're not trying to do too much, you're reading the pitcher. If he hasn't thrown a strike, you've got to just have some patience, have some plate discipline, pass the baton to the next guy. And the next guy is Jack Bumpus in this case, a guy who has been making contact since his call-up just here recently. Let's see if he can keep up that good habit, put a ball in play here and get these runners over.
And Bumpus 0-1 on the day with a hit by pitch. Ground out to shortstop on a second at bat. Jackson Bowman on to run for Sawyer Scott, the courtesy runner. First pitch to Bumpus is a high for ball one. So Bumpus starts off being selective, make Targach work. Now nicely calls a timeout, and he'll go talk to Targach. Settle his pitcher down.
Well, you can see the body language a little bit. It's the frustration, touching the cap, kind of rubbing his arms against his pants. You can see that it's getting testy here. He's pitched a wonderful game, but you got to know he's getting close to emptying the tank here.
So we sit here, bottom of the sixth. Jack Bumpus up to bat for the Gators in the seventh slot. Nick Chalman on second base. Jackson Bowman running on first base for the Gators. And Targach set. And he'll deliver. Fouled off. Jack Bumpus fouls one off to the left side into the netting for a strike. And there we go, battling Jack Bumpus. I tell you what, he will battle every time.
He had one of the better at-bats that we saw all season, a 13-pitch at-bat there in our last game against Johnson City. So this kid knows how to battle. Hopefully we can use one of his battles right here in this crucial situation.
And pitch hit, a little low, called a strike. That'll be a 1-2 count now. 1 ball, 2 strikes on Bumpus. Takes the pitch there. Bumpus will step back in with a 1-2 count. No outs. Nick Chalman on second base. Jackson Bowman leads off first. Targach has the pitch, comes set, and delivers. And Bumpus fouls another one off to the left side into the netting towards the on-deck batter. Stays alive with a 1-2 count here in the bottom of the sixth.
And you got to like the approach here. Again, Jack, just a young kid, seen varsity pitching for the first time, and the fact that he's up there with that approach, staying aggressive, it's what you want to see. It'll help him next year as he continues to develop.
Absolutely. Bumpus sets back in the box. Targach looking at home to try to find his pitch. And comes set. Chalman lead off second. Jackson Bowman leads off at first base. And the pitch here. A little outside. Or an outside corner there. Bumpus takes it. Strike 3. Does not swing. Goes down looking for the first out of the bottom of the sixth. And that'll bring up Cole Johnson. Batting here in the 8th spot for Thomas Huell after he came into pitch in the top of the 6th. Cole Johnson is senior right-hander, number 9. He'll come up to bat with 1 out. Chalman on second. Jackson Bowman on first. Schindler holding Bowman on first. Targach delivers. Outside corner for a strike.
All we're looking for once again here is Cole the pitcher. Almost exclusively, but all we need is a ground ball here to scoot the runners over, and that would be helpful.
Cole settles back in. 0 balls, 1 strike, 1 out. Targach delivers. Johnson puts a ball into play. Shortstop goes into the hole. Goes to field it, goes to make a throw, and drops it. Can't make the throw to second. Jackson Bowman gets in safely, and the bases are loaded on another error by the shortstop. Having a rough go there.
And once again, the moral of the story, Wally, is you got to put balls in play and you got to force the action, make the defense make a play. I mean, these guys have been sitting out there and they haven't got a whole lot of chances. You put the ball in play and you give yourself a chance. So good job by Cole Johnson helping his cause here. And now that brings up Simeon, who's already got a hit today, facing Targach again for the 3rd time. And so hopefully 3rd time's a charm here, and we can finally kick in this door against these tough Brahmas.
Harmon steps in 1 for 2 of the game. A base hit through the 5-6 hole and a fly out to center field his last at bat. Bases are loaded. Infield's playing in here. First pitch by Targach. Fouled off and to the ground, I guess off his ankle. Reese Peterson goes the first to run for Cole Johnson. So we'll set the bases here as Harmon gathers himself after fouling one off his leg. Chalman on third. Jackson Bowman on second. Reese Peterson on first. Simeon up to bat 1-2 on the day. 1 out, 1 strike now.
And the old adage goes, when you bring in your defense, that guy that's hitting 200 hits 300, and the guy that's hitting 300 hits 400 in these types of situations. Again, we'll go back to it. Just good old-fashioned baseball. You put the ball in play, and you're going to set yourself up for good things to happen. Let's see if Simeon can put the ball in play here, make the defense work, and see if we can't squeak out that oh-so-elusive first run.
So all the infielders for the Brahmas playing up on the grass. Third base short, second first, Schindler playing up, not holding on Reese now. Targach is working out of the windup again. One out, bases loaded for the Gators here in the bottom of the sixth. Simeon steps in with an 0-1 count. Targach gets his pitch and begins his windup. Fly ball to the right side, and it's going to be out of play off of the light stanchion. 4 strike 2. And we'll reset it all. Nicely gets the ball and checks it, gives it to Targach after hitting the light stanchion here on the first base side by the dugout. Ball came back into play. So we'll reset it. Chalman at third, Jackson Bowman at second, Reese Peterson at first. Infield in for the Brahmas with 1 out. Bases loaded. 0-2 count on Simeon. And Targach starts the delivery, the wind-up home. Low for a ball. 1-2. Good eye there. Taking a pitch. Bases are chock full of Gators. Infield in. Targach delivers. And Monster hits. Simeon hits one to left field. Runs the left fielder back. He'll make the catch. Chalman tags at third. Chalman's going to get the throw to short, and he doesn't make a throw. Chalman scores, and a RBI sac fly by Simeon Harmon scores the run for the Gators, the first of the ball game. It's 1-0 Gateway.
And finally, that door gets kicked down with a sacrifice fly by Simeon Harmon. Amazing how baseball works. Simeon had a rough couple plays over there at second base, but in the tough situation when the money was on the line, Simeon comes through, hits a ball to left field, scores the first Gator run, and now the Gators looking for more here in the bottom of the sixth inning.
Chris Barlin steps in, leadoff hitter for the Gators, takes first pitch as a ball by Targach. You got Jackson Bowman still on second, and Reese Peterson still on first for the Gators. 2 down. Bottom of the sixth, 1-0 now. Gators have pushed a run across. What a baseball game. Targach comes set back in the stretch. Bowman leads off second. Pitch in, and Barlin fouls it off. Back into the screen for a 1-1 count. Barlin so far, 2 strikeouts and a sac bunt. He's 0 for 2 for the day. Time for him to make that contact. Chris is a good baseball player, good hitter, contact hitter, batting .395. Time for one of those hits to come out of that bat today.
And it doesn't take much. Jackson with a bunch of speed at second base. Anything to the outfield will score Jackson. So, again, don't need a home run here, but a little base hit will almost certainly score Jackson from second base with that world-class speed that he has over there at second base.
2 balls and a strike. Last pitch was inside there on Barlin. Targach gets it, comes set. Move towards second base, doesn't make a throw. Jackson returns to the base, Reese Peterson to first. And we'll all reset. Barlin steps into the box. 2-1 count, 2 balls, 1 strike, 2 outs. Bowman at second for the Gators. Reese Peterson at first for the Gators. Targach comes set, delivers. Outside corner, strike for Targach. 2-2 now on the board. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs. Great pitch. Targach this far into the day. Still command of that pitch.
Yeah, very impressed. Very impressed watching Targach pitch this afternoon. Just a great job.
Targach comes set and delivers. And Chris Barlett comes through. Base hit to the right side between first and second base. Jackson Bowman will circle from third. He's coming home. Schindler cuts it off and will not make the throw. Jackson Bowman scores, and Chris Barlin steps up big time with a base hit to score the second run of the game for the Gators.
Could not have come at a better time. Chris just muscles that one out between the first and second baseman, leaks into the right field, and, of course, Jackson just slides into home base again with that good speed. So good substitution there by Coach Gomert. And now Gabe Dixon looking to pour on some more with Reese Peterson now in scoring position. So the Gators looking to get some more here now in the bottom of the sixth inning and pad that lead.
Great job by Barlin there, battling. The leadoff hitter all year has done a good job. And now he's on production there for the Gators. Gabe Dixon steps in and rips the first pitch back into the net, fouls it off. Nice pitch by Targach there.
You could feel that energy radiating through that Gator bench. Boy, Gabe Dixon with a healthy swing there on strike one. So the energy level pumped up here on the Gator dugout.
Reese Peterson, big lead off at second base. Chris Barlin at first. Gabe Dixon in the box. Targach comes delivered. And it's going to be outside for a ball. 1-1 to Gabe Dixon. 2 outs. Bottom of the 6th here. The Gators have pushed across 2 runs on a sac fly by Simeon Harmon that scores Nick Chalman, and then a big base hit by, like you said, you get a base hit to the outfield. Jackson has a great chance to score. Chris Barlin does that. Jackson scores 2-0 Gators. Pitch comes in, and it'll be another ball low and outside to Dixon. 2-1 count now.
Let's see if Gabe can continue his habits of putting the ball in play here. Again, doesn't have to be anything hard. Little ground ball up the middle or through one of the holes, scores another run.
Infield's back in normal positions with the 2 outs here for the Brahmas. Targach delivers. Gabe Dixon pops one up high right at home plate. Catcher nicely comes out, makes the catch just in foul territory on the right side of the first base line for the 3rd out of the inning. But the Gators break through. After 6 innings, we finally have a score. That's not 0-0. Gateway 2, Brahmas 0, and what a battle. A great job by the Gators to push through there on the sac fly and the base hit by Chris Barlin. So we'll end it here at the bottom of the 6th, take a break as the Brahmas prepare to come up in the top of the 7th to face Cole Johnson in his 2nd inning of work here on SHN Sports. Welcome back to Leander Glenn High School for SHN Sports presentation of Gateway Gator Baseball here in the 3A area playoffs. The Gateway Gators and the Hallettsville Brahmas. We go to the top of the 7, Efren. 2-0 Gators. Last at bat here for the Brahmas. They bring up the 5, 6, and 7 hitters. Nicely, Lacroix and Thigpen to face Cole Johnson in his 2nd inning of work. Cole came in after 1 out in the top of the 6th. Pitched 6 pitches, got us out of any kind of trouble. And now here we have the Gators in the top of the 7th.
Yeah, the important thing here for Cole is pitching with the lead. He's got to pump strikes, no walks here. He's got to make these guys earn it. Now they can hit, but we want to be pounding the strike zone here, not give him anything easy.
Nicely steps in the box. Cole Johnson from the stretch and delivers. First pitch right in there for a strike. An 0-1 count on Nicely. Nicely so far today. 0-2. Fly ball to left field. Works and chase down in the left field corner. And the fly ball to Chris Barlin in center field. Cole Johnson delivers. Second pitch down the middle. Nice pitch there by Cole Johnson for a 2nd strike. And he works ahead 0-2 on Nicely.
Yeah, again, you probably don't want a different guy on the mound if you're the Gators right here. Again, Cole Johnson has the medal. He's been there. He's done that. He's gone deep in playoffs. So this is not an uncomfortable place for him to be.
Great 3rd pitch there, the bat by Cole Johnson high and away. Nicely takes a look at it and holds off. So it's a 1-2 count. Good idea there with an 0-2 count. Nicely was not afraid to swing and hit the ball. Made good contact his first 2 at-bats. Steps back in now, 1-2. And Johnson delivers in the dirt off of Sawyer Scott to the backstop. So a 2-2 count now for Cole Johnson on the catcher, Grant Nicely. Everybody resets. Nicely gets back in the box. Johnson from the stretch on the mound gets the pitch and comes set. Put into play by Nicely. Deep hole, shortstop. Great play by Chalman to field it and make the throw. Nicely running hard and beats it out for an infield single. Great job by Nicely. Out of the box, the catcher gets down. Boogies down the line for a base hit. Great play. Sanchez lays out, just gets by him. Chalman slides and grabs it at the back of the infield, deep in the 5-6 hole. Makes a great throw, just a little late.
Yeah, you couldn't ask anything more from Nick there in that play. He's deep in the hole making that play. I'd say 80% of the shortstops in this league aren't going to make that play. Chalman, the wonderful play. Good job to keep it in the infield.
It's a great effort by Nicely. All day long behind the plate. Now getting down that line to prevent the out there. Ran it out hard. Gets on base. He's got a courtesy runner for him. We'll catch it here in a second. As number 7, Hunter Lacroix, steps in for the Brahmas. Runner on first, no outs. Cole Johnson comes set. Delivers the pitch. High and inside for a ball. Ball 1 on Lacroix. Top of the 7th, 2-0 Gateway. Gateway, the home team here in Game 1 of the series. Brahmas in their last at-bat of this game. As long as it stays this way or nothing changes to tie it up. Second pitch by Johnson to Lacroix is a strike down the middle. Evens up the count at 1-1. Runner on first for the Brahmas, no outs. Cole Johnson comes set on the mound. Lead off first base for the runner. Inside corner, strike 2. Lacroix he's up on the box. Johnson not afraid to go to the corner. Inside corner for strike 2 there. Nice pitch.
Yeah, that's a nice pitch on the inside. Nothing the hitter can do with that pitch.
Lacroix so far in the game 0 for 2. Had a strikeout in the first at bat, and his second one hit into a 5-4-3 double play. Now he lines one to left field. Just stick the bat out there. Thank you very much. Base hit in front of Aaron Werchen. He fields it and throws it into Chalman. Base hit by Lacroix. Now the Brahmas in business. They got runners on first and second base with no outs, and they're going to bring up the second baseman, Case Thigpen.
Yeah, these Brahmas, you knew that they weren't going to go down without a battle. So here they are threatening here in the bottom of the 7th inning. Both runners get on, and they swing the bats.
Timeout called by Coach Gomert for the Gators. He's going to go out to the mound and visit, and that's going to be it for Cole Johnson. It looks like we're going to have a substitution here. It looks like Noah Krieger is going to come in from right field and go to the mound. Carter Parsons will come in place of Cole Johnson, and he'll move to right field where Krieger is vacating to go to the mound. So the Gators make the swap there in the same position for Huell and Johnson. Parsons come in the 8 hole, but moves to right field. Krieger moves from right field to the mound for the Gators. So we'll take a quick break while Krieger warms up after coming in from the field to give him a few pitches and be back with the rest of the 7th inning here on SHN Sports. Welcome back to SHN Sports coverage of Gateway Gator Baseball here at Leander Glen High School for the 3A area playoffs series between the Gateway Gators and the Hallettsville Brahmas. Noah Krieger goes to the mound here in the top of the 7th with 2 runners on, no outs for the Gators. Krieger comes in throwing the most innings for the Gators this year, 45 innings, pitching in 11 games. He comes in with a 1.244 ERA. Krieger comes in throwing hard. Fastballs, targets the plate a lot like Huell. Not afraid to go after the batters in attack, which I assume is what Gomer wanted here. Bring in your the stud pitcher, throwing hard, and let's try to get out of this inning.
Yeah, more than anything, Wally, you just want to throw strikes here again. No walks. You just want to challenge these Brahma hitters and let your defense help you out here in this situation.
So we'll set here. Top of the 7th inning. Brahma's up to bat, down 2-0 to the Gators. Stepping up to bat is going to be number 18, the second baseman, Case Thigpen for the Brahmas. We got runners on second and first for the Brahmas, no outs. Time called by Krieger. Wants to talk to Sawyer Scott here, make sure they've got their signs all worked out. And Sawyer Scott back to the plate, Krieger back to the mound. Thigpen comes up to bat here. 0-2 on the day. got to fly out to center field in his last at bat. He'll step in to face Krieger in his first pitch of the inning. Top of the 7-0, 2-0. Gateway leads. Brahmas up to bat. First pitch, a strike by Noah Krieger. And goes right to work. 0-1. Runners on first and second with no outs.
Yeah, you like him starting right there. I mean, that's where he lives, and he's not going to get hurt throwing fastballs out there on that part of the plate.
Nice pitch coming in, your first one. Locate that outside corner. Good job by Krieger there. Krieger comes set. Thickpin squares to bunt. Dixon charges in halfway between the plate and home. Builds it. Bobbles it, but makes the throw. Harmon covers it first. Great play by Dixon to get the out. Could have been disastrous there. He bobbled the ball, dropped it. Harmon covers from second base, makes a good play there. So you have the 3-4 put out. Move the runners up with one out here for the Brahmas.
Yeah, and we went to plan B there. Gabe Dixon, being left-handed there, had a chance to get the lead runner at third base, but bobbled it. So he went to plan B and got the runner at first. Still gets that all-important first out here. But now the Brahmas still with runners at second and third here.
So a nice sack bunt there by Thickpin. Krieger goes to the mound here to face the number 8 hitter, Kabanitz. First pitch is a strike, one out. Runners on second and third for the Brahmas. Second pitch, nice curveball by Krieger. Comes inside, breaks over the plate for strike two. Nice pitch. And so Noah works ahead here. 0 balls, 2 strikes, 1 out with runners on second and third. Kabanitz, the number 8 hitter. Steps back in. Krieger comes set. And delivers. Nice curveball.
Wow.
Goes right back to it on an 0-2. Inside, breaks it in there for a called third strike. Kabanitz goes down on 3 pitches.
And you got to think Kabanitz was not expecting that pitch there, 0-2, and just a lot of guts and a lot of confidence by Noah Krieger going to his secondary pitch. But, wow, what an executed pitch there in that pitch count.
Great work between Krieger and Sawyer there. Scott doing a great job behind the plate. Good at bat there. Krieger faces now the number 9 hitter, Ryan Schindler. First pitch is a strike. Goes right after. Schindler had the base hit last inning, right up the middle to center field. Last at bat. He's 1 for 2 on the day. Schindler, the first baseman for the Brahmas, comes up with 2 down. The last chance for the Brahmas here with runners on second and third with 2 outs. Krieger delivers. Schindler fouls it off into the net on the left side. And Krieger ahead. 0 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs. Runners on second and third. What more could you ask for? Great job by Krieger to come in, work ahead, go right after the batters. Schindler in a battle position. He's battled every at-bat he's had today.
They sure have, and as has been their identity, these Brahmas will swing the bat, so you got to throw strikes to these guys.
Krieger gets a pitch, working out of the stretch here with runners on second and third and 2 outs. Comes set. Schindler in the box on the left side. He's the left hand. Krieger delivers. And a base hit. Looks like up the middle. Nope. Harmon fields it. Throws the first. Dixon back. Gets the out. Oh, my goodness. What a play by Dixon to get back on the base.
Wow.
Harmon.
What a play by Harmon, and what a play by Gabe Dixon over there at first base. Wow.
Schindler hits the ball up the middle again, but on the ground. Simeon ranges to his right up the middle. Builds it on a slide. Felt like Dixon was coming off, thinking it was going to the outfield. Has to scramble back to the bag. Harmon throws it. Dixon grabs it, gets back on the base, and gets the call. Where we sit here, we still have the coach, Shorty Cook, for the Brahmas, went over and asked for help.
Naturally, coach is going to ask for an appeal there. I think he thought that Gabe's foot came off. It did, but he got back on in time to get the out.
Bang,
but they're just talking it over. Yeah, great play, both sides by the second baseman, Simeon, to even make that play. It was up the middle. He backhanded it, and then off his back foot threw over to first base, and Gabe with an incredible play at first base to even make that close. The umpires conferring here at the mound, and we'll see what the final outcome is here. But from our angle, it looked pretty clear. His foot did come off, folks, but it did get back on prior to the runner touching first base.
So we sit here. And they confiscate.
Oh, they reversed the call.
So the call is now safe. Overruled done after the conference at the mound by the umpires. So now Coach Gomert not too excited about the call wants an explanation. I'm going to assume here it'll be a 2-1 game. You'll still have a runner at third and now a runner at first with 2 outs. You're going to have to – I don't know that anyone paid full attention to everything. Once the out was called, the ball is dead. And so now Coach Gomert will meet with the umpires and speak about that. And so now it's just kind of the Gators are gathered at the third base side, feeling like the game was over. And give it to Coach Cook. Quickly told his players calm, asked for help, got the call, got the overrule. But now the conversation begins between the Gateway coach and the umpires. What an ending. What a turn of events. You had two outs, 0-2 count. Schindler does a great job of hitting the ball up the middle. Harmon makes a great play, ranges over, throws it to first, bang, bang play. Called out initially, now it's overturned. And now we're still in talks again. Gomert wanting more explanation of how he overturns that. And we'll have to figure out where the runners go, what we have situational. Because it's going to bring back the top of the lineup for the Brahmas. The Brahmas will come back up to Bluda, who will come up to lead off to be the next at batter with if it is overturned and called safe.
Yeah, I mean, and we are at the top of the seventh. The Brahmas, again, down to their last strike. Schindler puts the ball in play. Good job by him, but really unfortunate string of events there. Some amazing defensive plays by the Gators. Somehow the call gets overturned, so that run will more than likely count, and it'll be 2-1.
Now the controversy will begin.
Oh, no.
The coaches from Hallettsville talk to the umpire, and they award the second runner as a score, which
you cannot give them 2 runs on that play. There's 1 run scores only on that play.
Once the play at first was called out, you would assume the game becomes a dead at that point. The runner would not have touched the plate. He would have gone from second to third. But now the conversation between Gomert starts.
Wow.
Well, we'll let them sort it out. We'll take a quick break here and let the umpires talk with Coach Gomert and the Hallettsville coach and figure out where we sit. We'll be back here on SHN Sports. All right, welcome back here after the ordeal has been situated, it seems. The setting is the runner from third scores, so we have a 2-1 ball game. The runner from second goes to third, and the runner Schindler is safe after the appeal and switch and is at first base. So you have runners on the corners for the Brahmas, 2 outs, and the top of the lineup, Jason Bluda is up to bat So we'll try to get everything cut up here for you on the scoreboard. Apologize for that. First pitch from Krieger is a ball.
And you wonder how that break in the action affects a pitcher who was rolling. Noah Krieger, we'll see. But you got to think that little break in the action affects the pitcher more than it does a hitter. We'll see.
Krieger comes set. Second pitch. Fouled off by Bluta into the Gateway dugout for a strike. 1-1 the count. So we have at top of the seventh, 2-1. Gators lead over the Brahmas. The Brahmas have runners on first and third with Bluta, the leadoff hitter, up at the plate with 2 outs. A 1-1 count. Krieger sets and delivers. Curveball. Bluta fouls it off. Out of play over the right side, over the net. And it'll be a 1-2 count. Nice pitch there by Krieger, and a nice job by Bluta to battle it up. And so I updated the wrong one. It is now 1 ball and 2 strikes. 1 ball, 2 strikes, 2 outs. Runners on the corners. Krieger comes set. Bluta in the box. And Krieger delivers. Outside corner, strike 3, and the Gators win it. What a ball game. Bluta takes the strikeout. Looking, what a pitch by Noah Krieger. All the pitchers today, Efren, attacked the corners, and the umpire rewarded them.
Both ways from the pitcher for the Brahmas. He lived on that outside corner, and wouldn't you know that the pitch that ends the game is that outside corner pitch called for a strike. Good game both ways. Tough loss for the Brahmas, but a great win for the Gators. Tough team that they had to overcome today, and we'll see what happens in Game 2. My sense is that this series is just getting warmed up, folks. Good win for your Gateway Gators here against the top-ranked Hallettsville Brahmas.
So now we got I guess the second game today is going to be in about 30 minutes. We'll take a quick break here. Gather everything around, get some new lineups, get the players get set. When we come back for the afternoon affair, the Gateway Gators will be the visiting team. The Hallettsville Brahmas will be the home team. And so we'll bring it to you again here live on SHN Sports from Leander Glenn High School in Leander, Texas. We appreciate you joining us, and we'll be back here in a little bit.
The proceeding was a presentation of the SHNSports.com broadcast network. This broadcast was under the direction and copywritten by the Shoning Hip Network. Any rebroadcast, retransmission, use of sound bites and interviews, and use of any other content, including audio or video, without the direct written consent and permission by the Shoning Hip Network is strictly prohibited and protected by federal copyright laws. All rights are reserved by the Shoning Hip Network and SHNSports.com. On behalf of Rob Hip, Director of Operations, Carl Shoning, Director of Broadcasting, Mike Katz, the SHN Broadcast Academy Director, and all of our crews who make these broadcasts possible, we wish you well and thanks for joining us.